We're live, Rudy. We're live, buddy. It's oh, there he is. Oh, there he is. Oh, there he is. You're live, buddy. You're live. Hey guys, Gabe, hey Steve. You made it, eh, Steve? All right. Yeah, Rudy's out here. What's up, Lamar? Oh, I'm some familiar names in here. Rudy, who am I talking to, buddy? I know. I realized I started this a bit early, but I looked into it, and apparently the YouTube live streams can go up to 8 hours long. So we'll go right into the night. That's for sure. Yeah, this is the first live stream. Oh, Gustavo, that's awesome. Great to hear that. Yeah, it's someone just said it's hot in Toronto. It is. I think it's about 23 degrees here. Yeah, I don't think I need the headlight on. Gonna be a party, yeah. So the idea is, if hopefully it's clear wherever you are, and you can kind of leave this on in the background and image with me. I hope it doesn't get too stagnant as I'm kind of fiddling with stuff, but I haven't even got the scope on the mount or anything yet, so I'm just going to leave this running as I get set up here. 73. Yeah, no, I'm not complaining about this weather at all. It is a bit windy though. That's the only it's the only scary thing about tonight. 47 mile per hour wind gusts. Let her rip. I'm going for the Pinwheel Galaxy tonight. What's up, everybody? Geez, 90 people on already. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna start setting up here. Sweet. Do you guys do this too on nights when it's been a long day and you just need to keep going? It's kind of my ritual. I know they're not good for you, but energy drinks. So I'll talk a little bit about this scope in a minute. I'm just going to get the counterweight on there. It's a bit unbalanced at the moment. So I should say that I'm roughly polar aligned right now, or else I wouldn't be putting the scope on or anything. But it's been clear for the last few nights, so I've actually set up in this exact spot for this will be the third night in a row. Pretty awesome. So I'm just going to put the camera on so I get an accurate weight. I'll be taking it off again, but like I said, I just want to balance the load here properly. How's the audio, guys? Is it, hopefully that wind isn't too interruptive. Smack that mount a few times doing that without the lights on. So audio's okay? Everything sounds all right? Sounds great? Good. Okay, I've got a light sitting right here too for when it gets darker, so that'll shine towards me, so you'll still be able to see what's going on. And I will move the camera around to take you along with me when necessary. I'll try not to jostle it around too much. Nice shirt. This shirt is a killer shirt. I got this at Neef from a company called Infinities, and he gave it to me in return that I just wear it on the YouTube channel. So doing my part, and it's quickly becoming one of my favorite shirts. Newfoundland is late. What are you planning on looking at tonight? Is going to be the Pinwheel Galaxy. Is it? Yeah, it was a little loose. The William Optics scope at Neef was the 73, the Z73. Tatooine, Jupiter. I know, that would be cool to get my own shirt. All right, I'm going to try and stick to it here. The plan is I want to repost this video on regular YouTube syndication, but I think I'll like edit it all together into like a 10-minute video so we don't get too much of like the downtime in it. Not using the RC. That's because it is almost full moon tonight. It's about, I think it's going to be 80% illuminated. So I need to shoot narrowband, and to shoot narrowband, I'm going to use a mono camera. And the imaging chip on the mono camera I'm using is really small. So with the RC, I'd be looking at the narrowest field of view possible. It wouldn't even fit the pinwheel. So the RC is going to come back out when the moon goes away. William Optics 61. Yeah, Skyguider Pro. Anyone else on this setup? That would be nice if you guys could answer that. Yeah, apps on my phone to find different stars. I sure do. I use Stellarium all the time. And then Polar Finder is one of my favorite apps for getting polar alignment. See my guard dog at work? I have been to Newfoundland several times. I proposed to my wife on Signal Hill. Stellarium's the best. Yes, it is. Okay, I'm gonna keep on moving here. I can already tell that I'm scope heavy. So I'm gonna bring the counterweight down. Still a little scope heavy on the one side. And now we're mount heavy on the other. So I'm gonna split the difference. Yeah, that's not bad. Right here. It's the great thing about the 60-pound payload capacity on the CM60. So what I will say about this mount, the center balanced equatorial mount. So it's got this engage and disengage knob here. It's magnetic. It's done with magnets, and if you have it too loose, you'll get a little slight wobble in the axis. But if it's too tight, it starts to make this awful noise. I don't know if this is in the EC model as well, but with the CM60, what you want to do is find the spot where it just stops and there's no more wiggle, but you haven't over tightened it. So I've got it there for the RA. have to slide the scope down a little bit. It's a little front heavy. So again, about choosing this particular telescope for my object tonight, the field of view is just perfect with the when in combination with the monochrome camera. It's 915, I believe, on this scope. Not bad. Yeah, that's a nice balance. I'll line it up to 0 position here. And the same thing I mentioned about the axis, where it's got a little bit of wobble. I'll engage the clutch until there's no more wobble, but not even a hair more. No wiggles, nice and tight. Okay, now I can take the camera back off, because I wanted to show you what filter I'm going to be using. So, it's getting dark out. Let's see, how's that light? Okay, I'm lit up like the 4th of July. Way more astrophotography than visual observing. It's something I want to get into in the future, but it probably won't be until we move out to darker skies and I get a big old daub. So, if you can see the imaging chip size here in the 183M. There we go. We're in focus now. It's quite small, smaller than even an APS-C size DSLR sensor. So I'm going to be binning my images 2x2, which creates a resolution of, I believe it's around 2200, 2400 pixels wide by 1800 tall, which happens to be perfect for the focal length of this scope. And those it's the magnetic mesh is what the clutches are called on the CM60. Thanks, Steve, for that. So anyways, this camera is a good fit for this scope and my object tonight. And again, the moon's going to be out, so I'll be shooting narrowband. A monochrome camera is the best choice. So that's why I'm using what I'm using. And I thought long and hard about it. The great thing now is that I have a bunch of options to choose from. So, all right. Thanks, Noah. So I'm going to get the filter on this camera now that I'm going to be using tonight. So it's the Baader Moon and Sky Glow neodymium filter. So I've mainly used it, I'm not going to lie, with color cameras, but I really think it's the best choice, even with a mono camera for tonight with that bright moon glow. I'm just collecting luminance data on the Pinwheel Galaxy. So what I mean by that is just the all light coming from it that I'll use as a luminance layer for my color image. I'll layer it on top. But I do want to create some contrast in the image, so I want to block out the you know, the yellowy glow from the city, and of course any moon glow. I should mention though also that the moon doesn't rise for another, I think I have about an hour and a half or so of darkness before it comes up. So that'll be good, which is I want up and running right away. So again, moon and sky glow filter from Bader is what I'll be using. The Earth is flat. Oh, that sucks. That's too bad. Awesome. Neighbors are, there's only one bad neighbor for lights. And they've got a porch light and a backyard light on all night long. The good news is when the tree fills in with leaves in the summer, it totally covers it up. Right now, it's just shining in here like crazy. You guys have blowers, I hope, for just getting the dust off your filters. Got some microfiber cloths too, but I think a blow should do it. Although I do see some specks on there. And I do realize I'm probably blowing them back into the camera a little bit too. So this filter is just going on to the 2-inch nose piece of the 183M. And you will notice quite a bit of back focus when I put this camera on to the FLT 132. So I can actually go ahead and put that on right now, because I'll actually do my star alignment using the camera rather than an eyepiece. When you have a non-permanent setup like this, it's so convenient when you have consecutive clear nights, because you have everything kind of set from the night before, including the polar alignment, the placement of the mount, the focus, the back focus. This is pretty much exactly where it needs to be already. Polaris isn't out yet, but I bet you I'm very close, but it'll be cool for you guys to see me do that process. Oh, did you notice, can you see it over there? I've got the Ioptron Sky Tracker Pro right here. I don't think you can actually see it. I've got the legs spread way out because it is so windy, and I want to keep this as steady as possible. So I'll get the DSLR and a wide field lens going on this. This is really cool, the William Optics Diffraction Spikes batten-off mask. I'll be using that tonight, and you'll see just how well it works. Get that on there now. So it's like, it's right in the dust cap. Like, how perfect is that? And it's supposed to be on all future William Optics scopes, so kind of a really, really nice feature. I told William it was a brilliant idea, and I believe it's patented, so. I mean, not batten-off masks, but this particular style with the clear acrylic, and then building it into the dust cap. probably my favorite thing about it is that it actually makes your star alignment with the camera easier, because you can see those long diffraction spikes even when they're out of frame. So if you're getting close to your alignment star, you start seeing the long spikes into the frame. It makes it so much easier. 206 people. Wow. 210. I got an eyepiece in here, wide field eyepiece for alignment, which I'll swap out for a guide camera soon. We're already at 21 minutes. Not even dark out yet. So we're shooting with the DSLR as well tonight, the T3i, with a 17 to 40 millimeter wide angle lens. That'll be on the Ioptron Sky Tracker Pro for some wide field stuff. You know what, it won't be the most interesting photo in the world just because of the time of year. I'm not sure what I'll capture, to be honest, because even like the moon and Jupiter will be rising in the southeast, kind of behind my neighbor's house, so I won't be able to get that. Could get a nice wide field shot of the Big Dipper, and if the exposures are long enough, we can pick up some of the bright galaxies in there. Oh, good. Yeah, Sky Tracker Pro. It's a great way to get in the game. If you, it's like basically a camera mount. So if you're, shooting with a DSLR and lens, that's how you get those amazing Milky Way shots. You take some nice, like 2-minute exposures. Well, I hope I don't know how to. I guess I shouldn't say this. I don't know how to ban people from the chat yet, but I can find out. It's okay. Noah, okay, we'll see you when you get back. Australia, wow. Favorite deep sky object? That's a tough one. I really like the Iris Nebula a lot. Vermont. Sweden, wow. All right, I'm gonna keep going. This is new to me. It's kind of strange, to be honest. It's 217. All right. Probably be about 20 more minutes till it gets dark out. I love doing the star alignment at dusk because it's only the brightest stars show up, so it makes it real easy. I can see Polaris. Oh, I actually can. Wow. Right, we can get started already. The CM60 comes with this little tool, this little metal rod, which you use to adjust the bolts and tighten it up. So I've just got to do some slight adjustments to the mount to get it forward line. Okay. Pretty close already. And that's that. So a pole master would be nice, because I realize not everybody wants to get down on the ground like this, but man, it couldn't be easier. And again, I know the position of Polaris because I know where it was last night. So at this time, normally I have to look it up on my my little Polar Finder app. Okay. So we're gonna get the computer up and running with the software. My 10-year-old laptop. So I'll be connecting the mount to my laptop using the ASCOM interface and APT. So that'll handle my guiding and dithering, pulse guiding. Uses this connector here. So USB to the, what's it called again? RS-232, kind of like a phone jack. Tampa, Florida. Awesome. Chile, no way. Yeah, APT. No merch. There's two AstroBackyard t-shirts in existence. One for me and one for my wife. It's something Steve from Ontario Telescope has been talking about for a while. So I gotta get those going. Alabama. Bortle class. Oh. It's a red approaching to white zone on the light pollution map. Can't remember what Bortle that is. Very, very, very bright. Okay, I can see Arcturus. Which means I can start aligning. Let's see. Just starting up astrophotography tool over here. Gonna need the USB 3 cable. If you saw my Optron RC6 video, the same robin that was interrupting that video is in the tree right now. It's a hackberry, and he likes it. Thinking I should bring the camera around, and I hope it doesn't get too noisy or too dark. All right. You can see. Rudy, what are you doing? Oh my God, he's chasing his tail. Rudy, that's embarrassing, buddy. Okay. So we're just gonna connect the camera. So it's the 183M. I've got the gain setting at 20 times and the black level at 141. And these are the settings I used last night. I'm gonna run the cooling fan. And if you can see the camera, the little red light is gonna come on. Okay, the little red light is on. We are connected to the camera, so we can get a live view image. And again, it's still quite bright out here, so we'll definitely want to bump that exposure down. Just gonna reconnect. Okay, we are connected. I'm going to move you back a little bit. Good mount on. First thing I'm going to do is set the 0 position. Okay. And then we're going to jump over to alignment and do a 3-star alignment. Starting with Arcturus, and there's the noise I told you about. So I'll have to loosen up that magnetic mesh just a little bit. That was a little tight. Oh, Jesus. Well, I knew it. I knew something would happen with a live stream. So because I had it too tight, it actually didn't slew to the star properly. Mosquitoes are out. Let's try this again. What's going on in the chat? The thing about the trolls and negativity for YouTube videos and in the chat rooms, it's just there's got to be something better you can do with your time. especially when this is an astrophotography YouTube channel. Like, how does that even, how did they find their way into this? So, I'll just ignore them. Jeez. So I had the gears too tight. So Arcturus is just over there. So I'll just do a rough eyeball through the finder scope. 7 speed here. Get on the other side. Just realized something. Okay. Oh, there it is in the eyepiece. So it is quite bright, so I'm still getting a bright image here. Let's turn that down. Oh, I can see it. We're quite a ways out of focus. See where it should be. Oh, I forgot an extension tube. Yeah, it's actually in the house. Be right back. Everybody? Extension tube is in here, but it's not. We'll see. Is that here it is. Gotta love live video. Lots of mistakes. So like I said, the back focus is just massive. And that's been the case with these small imaging chip cameras. The 183C was the same thing. It required a lot of back focus. Okay, so 2 extension tubes, two 2-inch extension tubes. So let's get back in there. All right. If you can you see my laptop screen? The star's coming into focus there. So that's my first alignment star, Arcturus over there. So I'll just get it right in the center of the image frame. No need to focus it right now as long as I can see it. Although I think I will. I have to turn the exposure time up. There we go. Nice and centered. Okay. Now we're moving on to Dubhe from the Big Dipper. Which means an interesting position for me at the moment. There it is. So I'm actually using a guide scope as a finder scope. There you can see Dubhe is in the field of view of the camera now. It's just easier this way. And I know that anyone that's using plate solving would say there's nothing easy about what I'm doing right now, or convenient. The problem was there's something wrong with the firewall settings on my computer, and I might actually have to upgrade, get a new laptop, because there's something about it that it doesn't like. Okay, so if you can see that, the star is right in the center of the frame there. That's Dubhe. That's our second alignment star. And our last one will be Procyon, which I'm told I'm saying that wrong. Is it Procyon? We got, yeah, we're leveling off at 260 people. It's really awesome, especially considering you guys are all over the world. So hopefully this clears the garage. Wait for the camera. Coming in hot. I see it. our third alignment star. And we'll use this one to focus as well. So it may seem like a lot of work up front, but it's well worth it, because now when I slew to M101, it'll be right there in the center of the frame. I won't have to go looking for it. Took a little longer than normal, but yeah, so for the guys that are plate solving, they literally do it all on the computer. Remote does it, the whole thing, tells it, locates itself, and avoids that whole star alignment procedure, which is why you can see how, if you're able to skip that whole process I just did, why it would be frustrating for the guys that are plate solving to watch me do that. But, oh well, you gotta save something for the future. So I'm just gonna do my fine tune the focus here. Nice one, Steve. What's plate solving? That sounds interesting. So I'll use the magnifier in APT to check out how good I've got my focus with the diffraction spike Batnoff mask. Looks like I could use a little bit of improvement there. Looking good. Now let's slew over to our galaxy. Okay, almost forgot to accept the alignment. Select and slew. Deep sky objects. Messier catalog. M101. Man, that light is bright. I'm gonna have to move that back a bit. Yes, Stellarium, you can control it. APT supports it. Sequence Generator Pro. Even Backyard EOS has plate solving. Don't forget to pull your mask. Good call. I would have forgot it. Who was that? Jim. Thanks, Jim. Okay. Pulling mask off. Alright. It is just about totally dark now. 9 o'clock. We've been streaming for about an hour. 56 minutes. I hope some of you are leaving this on in the background while you image as well. It'll make me feel better about the periods where nothing's happening or it's just me fiddling with something. I know that M101 is in the frame here, but with a 3-second sub, I can't see it yet. So I might just do some fine tuning. I think it's pretty close to the center of the frame, but I'm just running some 15-second subs to try and pull it out. But of course, it is harder because it's not totally dark yet. I don't know if you can hear the traffic out there, but I've said many times I live on a busy street. And man, when a motorcycle goes ripping by or a fire truck, like, you remember that you're right in the heart of town. Won't be here forever, but you know what? It works. Yeah, chat moderators. You know what? My wife's watching the stream inside, and I could probably set her up to moderate it. Not that she has anything better to do. I really apologize for any negative comments on here, guys. This is the first one I've ever done. From Connecticut. Yeah, I use a City Lights filter. It's RESC. I use the Bader Moon and Sky Glow filter. Yeah, I don't see any way to moderate comments from here, so hopefully everyone just plays nice. I think I just have to move it up slightly. I can see the core of the galaxy. I'm just referencing an image I've got pulled up from the other night. put the guide camera in now. Merch someday, for sure. Any of you are going to Cherry Springs Star Party in June, the 14th, I'll be there this year. Maybe I'll have shirts by then. you guys are having fun in the chat over there. Now that's entertainment. M101 is dead center. It's as easy as that. I can only imagine the conversation that was going on in the chat. It's like, it was the weirdest feeling. I'm struggling over here. I'm sure a lot of you know exactly what was happening there, which doesn't help my case. But I could see the light from the chat blinking behind me, and I feel like it's just this eye watching me. And I'm like, just, do I turn it off and say, like, title the video Epic Fail, or keep going? And what you just saw, that's astrophotography. Anyways, we're on M101. We can get into some imaging now. I only wasted what was it? An hour and a half of like no talking at all? At least it's beautiful out here. I'll turn the light back on. All right. We're just at 2 hours here. Wow. All right. So I'm just going to set up my guide camera. Take the eyepiece back out. I really apologize for the lack of communication and engagement there for a while. If you're watching, I had to realign 3 times. The problem was, in my original alignment, I didn't, my last star was not correct. And then when I did it for the second time, Dubé was right at the meridian and did a flip in between choosing it as an alignment star. I've never seen anything like that. All right, let's get our PhD guiding going. Nope. I switched filters too. I've just got a UV IR filter in there now. I just had a feeling that the original filter I had was making it harder to find the galaxy. So I'm just going to take some luminance data using a UV IR cut filter. So because I just put the guide camera back in, the focus is going to be slightly out, but it'll be quick to fix. You can see those big stars there. They're about to get smaller. There we are, nice and sharp. So because we're on our object, we can go ahead and, nice. Wait, I never pick alignment. From the computer to the hub. It's directly to the computer. I don't use the hub. I don't need to right now. I've only got 3 USBs running into the computer total. So first things first, just going to clear the mount calibration, auto star select, and we're going to calibrate PhD. Set up our imaging sequence here. because it is luminance data with just UV IR filter, I'm going to keep the exposure short to 120 seconds. PhD is just doing its thing, getting calibrated. The pinwheel's right in there. I can only imagine what it was like for the people that logged on. I see a lot of people left, I don't blame them. When I was fiddling with the star alignment. Probably just like, what is this guy doing? Alright. Graph is looking good. Okay, so we're up in guiding and taking our first 2-minute exposure on M101, the Pinwheel Galaxy, finally. And I'm using the pulse guiding in APT, talking with the mount, and the dithering is also being done through APT and ASCOM through the mount. You know what, because I'm shooting luminance data, I should probably dim these lights a little bit. Yeah. Okay, the first sub is in. You can see that there. So quite bright even at 2 minutes, but we're shooting through some heavy light pollution with a luminance filter with the moon coming up now. But believe it or not, that I can pull that data back and it'll be useful. Okay. Glad to see you guys are at least chatting with each other. You know what? I don't know how well astrophotography lends itself to live streaming. There's a lot of moments where you're just kind of working away at something. Yeah, I grabbed a beer. Yeah, I deserve it. Not until I was up and running, of course. It's kind of the ritual. So, who is in the chat room is imaging right now? Is there anybody? I would assume if you're chatting that you're probably not. How long have you been doing astrophotography? I've been doing it quite a while. 2011 is when I got my first astrophotography scope. That was an 80mm Explore Scientific. Very end of 2000, it was December 2011. Nice. Sunflower Galaxy with the 8-inch astrograph and the QHY 136M. Ooh, wow. Sunflower Galaxy is really nice. Yeah, Elliot, Cherry Springs. I hope to see you there too. Ray, thank you. Nice. Someone's going to process on PixInsight. Live feed is great. Oh, I'm glad you guys are digging it. I'll have to work the kinks out for sure. That was way too much dead air there for an hour as I fought with the mount. Again, it was user error, it wasn't the mount's fault. I'm skywatching in Buffalo. Nice, you're not too far. Comet C 1016, Panstars failed. Oh, high clouds and lightning. Yeah, the weather on the East Coast is, we're supposed to get a lot of rain tomorrow. And I think it's supposed to be even warmer tomorrow. Okay. Australia. You need a pier in your yard. Yes, I do. Georgetown. Very nice. Getting ED carbon fiber. Nice. Great scope. The ED80. Croatia. Wow. My struggles aren't unique. Yeah, that's true. I work tomorrow. Yes. I've been going to bed at about 3 in the morning and getting up at 6:30, and I can only do it for so long. But tomorrow, it's supposed to rain, so I'm gonna sleep. Peru, man, Czech Republic, pretty clear in here. Rochester, yeah, you're not too far. Sorry for shining the light on you guys. Cloudy in St. John's, Newfoundland. That doesn't surprise me. I'm guessing you guys still have snow on the ground too. Yeah, how finicky is the CM60? So it is a bit finicky. And I know I've got an older one, and I'm not sure if it's due to that. But yeah, just with the gears, you got to get it just right for it not to make that noise and for it to track properly. When it honestly, this tonight was rough. It was just the perfect storm of making errors, because it's live. The last 2 nights went off without a hitch, but yeah, M101 the pinwheel. Can you tune it up? I'm sure I could. I wouldn't know how to do it. I'm sure I could send it away. The CM60 EC version, I'm told, is much improved. The CM60, it was a huge upgrade from my HEQ5. Despite how it may have looked with me struggling with it here, it's actually been just a tremendous mount. Like the guiding right now is just a flat line. I don't even worry about it. I'm not so sure I even need to auto guide them most nights. Nothing on, no film on the computer screen, although I do have an app that I run that dims the screen and turns it red that I use at star parties and stuff because you can't have any white light. Reveals are dope, just saying. Oh, thanks, man. Evan, yeah, that's a big part of it. That's one of the funnest parts of making these videos is doing that. What's the app? I think it's called Backyard Red. And I think it's from O-Telescope. The STC Astro, I've used the dual narrowband filter. I was actually thinking about using it tonight. Actually, last night, as the night went on, at about 1 in the morning, I started shooting the Ring Nebula in Lyra with the dual narrowband filter, because if you know that nebula, there's oxygen, O3, and H alpha in there. So I thought it was a great target for that, and I probably got 2 hours or so on it last night that I haven't looked at yet because I was just running as I went to sleep. Yeah, the Ring Nebula is awesome. It's just a little small. That's a better choice for. That would be a good combo for the RC6 and the 183M camera. Right, yeah, I'm using the 183M Altair Astro Mono. And I've got a DSLR that I haven't touched over there. Yeah, M57. It's great visually. It's so bright. Yeah, yeah, that's right. So easy to find. You can see it in a 1-second exposure. Puerto Rico, cloudy here. Too bad. Dumbbell's another great one. Oh my goodness, 30-inch Dob Obsession. That's quite a telescope. Blinding. Best telescope brand? That's debatable. I have my favorites though. I'm a William Optics and Explore Scientific fan, that's for sure. Huh. Yeah. No, I mean, some astrophysics has quite the reputation when it comes to refractors. You have to get on a huge waiting list to get one, and they're very pricey. Yeah. Oh, very nice. AVX mount, very nice. My first astrophotography mount was a Celestron CG5, which is the old version of the AVX, and it did me really well. I took a lot of great images with it. It wasn't perfect, and it eventually died, but man, I got a lot of use out of it. 42, yeah. I think I remember that for binoculars, trying to find the Ring Nebula. AVX for visual. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's the one. The Advanced Series GT CG5, yeah. Nexstar, yeah. A lot of people own Nexstars. Just gonna grab my binoculars. Who's got a pair of these bad boys? It's the Celestron. What are they? 15 by 70s. Pretty sweet. Yeah, only on the nice nights when I get the camera going, I kind of sit back in the lawn chair and get the binoculars out. Nice. Yeah, you know what? It is it is hard to hold these still, but the trick is you hold them right at the very end and press it against your eyes, and you can. It's not bad. But yeah, it does have the tripod adapter too. But then you really got to line yourself up perfectly for it to be comfortable. Yeah, look at these things. They're got these on Amazon. They were on sale. I think they were about $100. Edmonton, Pegasus Astromotor. Nice. Yeah, I hear you on not being able to use new gear. I basically the entire month of March was a wash for me. I'm doing photography right now. Canadian Tire, yeah, they do have them. Um, yeah, I'm probably got about getting close to 10 subs on M101, the Pinwheel Galaxy. So I'll put this together with all the data I've been collecting on M101 over the last week or so, including with the RC6, and hopefully get something half decent put together. The problem with the version taken with the RC6, it wasn't a great test subject for that scope, just because the moon was so bright that night, and I had limited time. It ended up clouding over, so I only got 2 hours on it with the DSLR. And man, full moon DSLR data, 2 hours is absolutely nothing. Like, I had to fight with that. Wasn't pretty. Got to multitask watching the Stanley Cup playoffs. That's I never thought I would be doing this instead of watching. I don't even know the score. The Raptors are in the second round of the playoffs tonight against the Cavs. I'm sure someone will chime in with what's going on there. I just hope it didn't get blown out. EQ35 at Neve. I don't know if he did or not. Favorite sport is basketball. 105, 103 Raps. Are you kidding me? It's over? Final score? Chris? Minute till end. Oh my god. What is, like, it might as well be the finals. 25 seconds. Tied at 105. Oh my god. Oh my god. Nashville tied the game in the third versus Winnipeg 4-4. 105. They could do it. There's just so much going on this time of year. The weather gets nice, NHL playoffs, NBA playoffs. That sure would make the night. It would make up for the debacle that happened earlier with the star limit. Washington, Pittsburgh, Caps won, suck at Sydney. It's clear. Favorite NHL team? You gotta be careful with that one. My wife's a big Habs fan. I secretly, I like when the Leafs do well, but you can't be fans of both. So, I'm a Habs fan. Loosely, I don't closely follow hockey these days. Use the 102 and the flattener. Use the 102 quite a bit. The flattener I use is the Starfield 0.8 times reducer flattener. It's excellent. Bruins fan here. Oh, we took the Leafs out. Abs fan. My best friend's an Abs fan. AstroBin. Yeah, the 132's an APO. Chris, hey. Raps ball after timeout. Oh my goodness. I have not tried the Nightscape 8300, but I have heard of it. I'm going to Cherry Springs on June 14th, as long as the weather holds up. I've not dropped a telescope. I've dropped a camera and lens on the pavement before. The lens was okay, but it's got some scratches on it. Let's check on the subs here. Yeah, on number 9 of 50. I'm not sure if you can see the, oh, you can't see anything. Yeah, that's not going to work. No, you can't see anything. You can probably just kind of see a glow here. That's the pinwheel, and you can see my histogram. Let's take a look at the graph. Can you see the graph? It's a nice straight line there. Total RMS error is 0.23. So that's why I like the CM60. Not to mention that 60-pound payload can hold a lot of different telescopes and imaging gear. I mean, this is a big, beefy scope I've got on there, and it's not a problem. What is the weight of your gear? That's a good question. Changes so often. I can't remember what they said the weight of the 132 is, but if you saw the counterweight, it's right down to the end, so it's on the heavier side. Yeah, I could add another counterweight if I needed it. How heavy is the mount to carry? It's quite heavy. It's pretty much unliftable with the counterweight on. With it off, it's awkward and pretty heavy. Yeah, it's not. I wouldn't recommend carrying it around more often than you have to. I think like the CM60 is an observatory grade mount that should be on a pier. Going to overtime. Oh man. Drive 30 minutes to get to dark skies. Yeah, I've been there. There was a time where I only imaged at my astronomy club's observatory, and it had great skies. And I was going out there every weekend. It was about a 45-minute drive, and I would go even if it was just a chance of clear skies, and I would set up, pack everything up, drive. Sometimes have to tear everything down, drive back. It was a bit ridiculous. At least imaging from home, it may be a lot brighter, but it's a lot more convenient too, and I can do it more often. No, it was the Niagara RASC. Planets. When I began the hobby, I was all about planets. Pictures of Jupiter and the Moon and Saturn. But ever since getting into deep sky, I find it hard to tear myself away from it. I'll get into planets again soon, though. Nice, 16-year-old doing astrophotographer. I didn't start. How old was I? 26, 20, 27 when I started. Rudy, I'll get him out here. Rudy, come here. It's okay. Come here, buddy. Right here. Who's that good boy? Who's that good boy? Oh, the red headlamp freaks him out. We got him a red collar for when we go camping, because he's hard to see at night. Right, buddy? What are you doing out here? He was sitting right by the back door just waiting to come out. Hey? Yeah. I see a lot of people that have their dogs sitting with them when they do astrophotography. I love that. Our mascot. Never ending spending hobby. It sure is. Yeah. Yeah, I was actually thinking about shooting M13, but I'd want to use a color camera for that. Cloudy nights. Oh no, did I see the Cavs are up? Yeah, Trailer Park Boys, yeah. I was big into that in college. Oh, thanks, Barry. Oh no. 108, 107. I did get a full frame camera. I got it's actually on the tripod I'm using right now to mount this. It's a 5D Mark II. An old one, but got a really good deal on it. So it's stock, and I will be using it for astrophotography. I just need the right adapter for it before I can start using it. Temp and humidity. It feels like it's probably about 16 right now. Humidity is low. This feels pretty dry. I won't be modding the full frame camera because I use it for daytime photography and shooting these, well, not these, but my YouTube videos. If it weren't for getting lenders here and there that cost some, no, I definitely wouldn't have bought all the gear that I'm in my possession right now. It's just way too much. The lenders have been amazing to test out. It gets overwhelming at times, but I mean, it's an amazing opportunity to use new gear. Yeah, I mean, when I bought the ED 102, and that was like, I thought that was the be all end all last scope I'll ever have for the rest of my life. I will have it for the rest of my life, but look at this thing behind me. Kerbal Space Program. I have not, but I've heard good things. I'm scared of games like that because I'll get sucked into it, and I'll stay up all night playing it. It sounds fun. I don't know if I'm going to set the DSLR up on the Sky Tracker or not. I don't know if it's worth it. Moon's coming up. Clip sensor for full frame Canon. That's what I shoot on. IDIS, the IDIS LPS D2 filter, I believe, comes in full frame. That's a good one. Oh, nice. Backyard of the week. Friends thought I downloaded the images off Google. Yeah, that's fun. The backyard of the week, it's I really enjoy seeing those. The thing is, I got a lot of submissions that would be pictures of equipment set up in the living room, and it looked like it was never used. Like, it's a backyard of the week, so I like to see the gear outside. So I got some amazing setups sent to me, but they weren't outside. I wanted it to be like your equipment and your imaging location. Oh, Chris, you're killing me with these updates. Yeah, so the D2, I believe, is better at reducing the light wavelengths associated with the new LED street lighting. I've got the D1 as well. So the D2 is apparently better for the newer types of lighting because they've upgraded to the new LEDs on my street, so it's that bluish white light instead of the old sodium kind of yellowy ones. That sounds right. 7 pounds, the ED102, very light. Yeah, it's sitting over there on the shelf. DSO, I'm looking forward to imaging the most in the summer. Oh boy. All that stuff in Sagittarius, I just can't get enough of it. Even if it's the lagoon or the eagle, all the H alpha stuff. It's tough, but I gotta shoot some new stuff in Cygnus too. There's a lot I haven't done there. Thinking about going after the bubble again. Yeah, Trifid is amazing. The big thing for me is that I'm really onto the narrowband stuff now, and so I want to dedicate some serious time to some narrowband projects. Still use the Pegasus. I do. It's fitted to the ED102, and I've got a backlog of scopes I've got to use right now, so I might not see it for a little bit. Oh, North America with the mead is a great choice. Yeah, it would fit. I've heard of that Star Party. Okie-tex. Yeah, narrowband is key in the city. For sure. It's getting cold out. I'm gonna have to grab a sweater. Well, there's still 176 people on here, and I'm definitely going to keep imaging. I kind of want to dim this light though. All right, I'm getting a sweater. Oh, good to hear about the 61. Yeah, I love that scope. It's a shame I haven't used it more, but I certainly will when we do some camping this summer. I'll show you the Z63, the new one. I think I said 63, I meant 73. So this was the one at Neef you may have saw. It's really in here. Not food, buddy. So this is the flat 73. It's got its own dedicated flattener, just like the 61. This case came in handy going over the border. It was my carry-on going back from Neef. So here's the 73. So it's kind of that middle range spot. Bigger than the Meade 70 than the 61, but still quite compact. Nice size telescope. I haven't even scratched the surface with this guy yet. Very cool thing though is that it's got, check this out. Check that out. So how convenient is that? Especially for DSLR shooters, because I know you couldn't really see it tonight in what I was doing, but with the DSLR, sometimes the diffraction spikes can be really short and small depending on the star you're using to focus on. And especially in a small scope like this, it doesn't have much aperture, but with its new style of Bahtinov mask, it makes those diffraction spikes a lot longer. It makes focusing easier, which is always handy. So, like I said, I want to bring that the 61 out, but when I go camping, but I kind of want to use this one. Just beautiful stuff. Clear masks, longer spikes, and brighter stars. Yeah. Z103. Oh, cool. Glad to hear about the Pegasus Astro. Yeah, that was a new experience for me, using the motorized focuser. That was really nice in the winter, being able to adjust focus from in the house. Not used to that automation, that level of automation, but one day I'll have an observatory and I'll put it to better use. But these days I'm just hopping around from scope to scope, so kind of just, you know, reacting to whatever's next. So that's the 73. I'll be using that and talking about a lot more coming up. Like I said, trying to focus on one thing at a time. The RC6, I still have a lot to cover with that. I still haven't done a review video for this EM60, but I think I'm ready to now. So I'll share all the quirks, the advantages, disadvantages, what I like, what I don't like. And yeah, eventually I'll have to give that mount back because it's still a loaner. I got it in October, so we'll see. Or maybe I'll make a deal for it. Yeah, Southern Hemisphere. Still, I've never seen the Southern Hemisphere skies. 4 a.m. comes early. Thanks for coming out, Steve. Thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate that. It is a Tuesday night. Night, Andrew. Yeah. 10 to 11. Yeah, I think the next one will be a little better planned out. We'll do it on like a Friday or Saturday night. Night, guys that are leaving. Nice. Milky Way from Cuba. Well, guys, I think we're at almost 3 hours now. It's longer than I planned. That was a bit of a wild ride. I certainly want to do more of these. This was kind of experimental. If I do share this video, if I post this on the YouTube channel, it will be kind of a montage summary, as opposed to just posting the full thing. Celestron's Edge HD. I'm yet to use an SCT. Cool, I'm glad you guys liked it. I'm going to keep shooting away at M101, and when you do finally see that image shared or the video, you'll know that the data was acquired partially during this night. The sky is very, very, very light polluted here. Polar line was spot on. Thanks, man. Yeah, no, I'm glad I did this. A bit rough, but that's live video for you. Thanks, Chris. Go Raps. I'm gonna check on that. Half the price of the 102. And the William keeps coming up with new scopes every month. It's hard to keep up. You know, they're always good. Thanks for the live stream. Yeah, good night, guys. All the best. Clear skies. Oh, Cavs won. Okay, on that note, that's gonna do it. Thanks, everyone. Night.